Hey gorgeous souls, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another one of my videos today. So today we are celebrating the winter solstice here in the Northern Hemisphere. It's happening on Friday the 22nd of December, so I wanted to give you this beautiful winter solstice ritual and practice that you can do this week or specifically on winter solstice to really set yourself up for manifesting success before we get to the new year, and to also release and wrap up your year as well. Now this video is part of a series that I'm doing, which I do each and every year to wrap up the year with you and set you up for so much abundance in the following year. So over the next few weeks, you can expect a winter solstice meditation to go along with this ritual. You can also expect a end of year review with me, and also some new year manifesting rituals as well, of practices you can do over new year to really set some powerful, clear intentions. So do make sure to subscribe if you're new here, and make sure those notifications are switched on so you get notified when these amazing videos drop. But they will be coming out over the next few weeks for you. But if you're new here to my channel, then welcome. My name is Emma. I'm an award-winning life coach, 2-time best-selling author, law of attraction YouTuber here on my channel, and I'm the host of the #1 spirituality podcast on iTunes, Spiritual Queen's Badass Podcast. And here on my channel, I cover all things law of attraction, manifestation, spirituality, and self-help. So not only do I really hope you're going to enjoy this video, but the abundance of videos here on my channel over the last 10 years. So then, winter solstice, let's dive in. Grab a cup of your favorite drink because we're all about the coziness, we're all about the nice warm drinks, candles. If you want to light a candle, that is part of the ritual. So light a candle if you want to, get a cup of your favorite drink and settle in, because we're going to do this beautiful ritual together and celebrate all things winter solstice. So what is the winter solstice? So here in the Northern Hemisphere on Friday the 22nd of December, we experience the shortest day of the year, the winter solstice. And this obviously means it's the shortest day. It means it's the darkest time of the year as we hit that peak of darkness, that divine feminine energy. But it's also a time of celebration because we start to let the light back in as we journey now towards summer again, and the evenings start to get lighter. Yes. And the winter solstice is really a time of celebration. It's a time of wrapping up, tying up those loose ends, celebrating the year that you've had, and nurturing that soil so you feel replenished and ready to sow the seeds of beautiful intention for the new year. So this makes a great time to reflect upon what has maybe felt a little bit dark within you, or maybe where you need to shine the light. It's a great time to release and of course let that light back into your life and to your manifestations too. The winter solstice is the perfect time to wrap up any loose ends from the year. So any to-do list, anything you've been putting off, anything you're like, oh, I'll do that in January. Now is the time to clear those to-do lists, clear that schedule, and get stuff done. You do not want to be carrying this energy into a brand new year, because that's where the blocks come up. And big block that I see is people carrying energetic baggage forward into New Year's, carrying disappointments, carrying the weight of the previous year, but expecting different results. So I want to set you up for success with this. So don't carry it forward. Tick off those to-do lists, get stuff done, and go into this new year with that clear, beautiful reset energy. This practice of getting things done and tying up those to-do lists also creates the space for new energy and abundance to enter into your life. If you have a cluttered energy field and a cluttered life full of to-dos, then how can you expect new abundance or new energy to flow into your life come New Year? So hitting this reset button and decluttering and, getting stuff done, creating that space, not only creates the space for new energy and abundance, but also creates the space for these possibilities and opportunities to come through to you. The winter solstice also holds a deep meaning of turning inwards and going within. So this is why we may feel like we want to stay inside more over the winter, one, because it's cold and wet outside, but we may feel that we actually feel more called to hibernate a bit more, go within, look at our emotions, look at the internal world. This is the representation of the divine feminine energy. In summer, obviously it's the summer solstice, we have the divine masculine energy, and in winter we kind of feel more into that emotional inner world and want to be more inwards as we journey through the divine feminine energy. So this energy is inviting us to go within, to heal, to maybe look at anything we haven't had time to shine some light upon this year. Maybe this time of year is feeling very busy for you, or it's feeling quite overwhelming. So actually this is your invitation to rest. As we know with the seasons, winter invites us to rest. We see that in the external world through nature. The winter is resting. The plants, the soil, the trees, they are resting now. But underneath that surface, they're not doing nothing. They're replenishing the soil. They're giving themselves all the nutrients and all the food and all the goodness that tree or plant needs to be able to birth and grow that beautiful flower or bulb come spring. So actually it may look like nature is doing nothing during winter, but it is deeply resting and it's replenishing its soil. And that's really the message that we can take from the winter solstice as well, is actually that this is a time for us to rest now. You may feel called to slow down over the Christmas period anyway, which I highly recommend doing. But if you're feeling that call to rest, if you're feeling that call to go within and deeply, deeply rest and fill your cup up, then I highly recommend you do so, because this is only going to create that perfect nurtured soil to plant the most aligned seeds of intention in. Imagine if you were getting to setting your New Year intentions, but the soil that you're planting these seeds in feels dry, it feels cracked, it feels like it hasn't got any nutrients in. That's not the perfect container that you want to plant seeds or bulbs in. You want healthy nutrient soil that feels replenished, that feels healthy, right? To plant these beautiful seeds into, and you are that soil. So allow yourself to rest, give yourself that permission, and allow yourself to fill your cup over this winter solstice period. You may also be feeling during this winter solstice time the urge to declutter emotionally, physically, and spiritually. So that could look like a physical declutter of your home or your office or your space. And I highly recommend doing this, because think of what clear energy you could walk into 2024 with by taking that time to declutter, by sorting through things, by clearing up the space. In our homes especially, energy can become really stuck and stagnant. So it's really important that, especially on these kind of like turns of the season, that we create the space and welcome in this new abundance with this new season that's coming in. So if you're feeling that call to declutter, listen to it, action it, because every time I do this, I kid you not, I manifest new abundance to me simply by tidying, simply by decluttering and releasing things that are no longer serving me. And of course that can be in our home, but it can also be in our mind. It can also be in our body, our emotions. Maybe that's looking at your spiritual practice and decluttering something that doesn't feel good. I guarantee a lot of us keep our old journals and things that we write a heck of a lot of emotions in. So if you're holding on to old journals that aren't really going to be of use, it's not really serving you anymore, this is your time to release these, let them go, clear the energy, transmute the energy, so that you have this clear, concise container and energy moving forwards to welcome in the the up leveling, the shifts, the abundance that you want to attract with this new year. I do this every year without fail, and I swear it absolutely adds to the potency of my end of year rituals and moving into a new year with this really clear energy. So your ritual then, you know all about the winter solstice now. So what is the ritual that I'm going to share with you to do on the 22nd of December? Now, if you're watching this video afterwards or a little bit before, don't panic. It doesn't have to be done on the 22nd. Obviously, that is the winter solstice, so kind of like the most potent time to do it. But if you do it a couple of days before, a couple of days afterwards, the energy is still there about 3 days before and 3 days afterwards. So even if you're watching this right before New Year, you can still absolutely do this practice. It will still be as impactful for you. But if you can do it on the 22nd, then obviously that is the most optimum time to do so. So I want you to set the space first of all. I want you to light a candle like I have here, because we're letting the light back in. That is the intention. We're inviting that light back into our life, into our practice, into our manifestations, into our, like internal world as well. So light a candle and set the space. Be really intentional with this ritual. So maybe you want to pull an oracle card, and I really highly recommend you do so to set the scene and set the tone of what do I need to be focusing on this winter solstice? What are the themes that are coming up for me? Whatever question you feel called to ask, I always love to pull an oracle card to then have this, in front of me as I'm doing my journaling, so I can really just feel into that energy and see where the universe wants to guide me in my ritual. Of course, as I've mentioned, you can do your physical declutter, a spiritual declutter, or emotional declutter. So see where you feel called to go. Obviously, the physical home declutter is always a great one to do, but maybe some journals need to be decluttered. Maybe you need to have an overview or a kind of like review of your daily practices and rituals that you're doing, and that's your decluttering process. So trust where you feel called to go, because that's always the right answer, and create the space for that new energy and abundance to flow. Of course, I think this goes without saying, but your helpful winter solstice reminder: get out in nature. Go and experience the winter solstice energy around us. So whether that's walking the dog in a new spot, maybe that's taking the intentional time to go on a longer walk somewhere, or visiting your favorite beach. I know that might be quite cold, but visiting your favorite nature spots. But go and soak up the winter solstice energy. Feel into the energy, feel into the season that is being invited in now, and feel that kind of turn of the season quite literally out in nature. So although it may be quite cold for us to do this, take some intentional time to go and embrace nature as well this winter solstice. Again, we're going to invite the light back in. So lighting your candle, maybe there's like a candle ritual or a visualization you want to do when you're lighting that candle, to just really set the intention that you're letting the light back into your life. So if there's an area of your life that you need to shine some light on, if there's an area of your life that you want to let the lightness and the light energy come back into, then you could really set this intention as you're lighting the candle, again to set the scene of your ritual, again to set the scene of your winter solstice practice. And I also want you to write a list of what you can forgive and let go of. We have a full moon towards the end of the year still, so that's still an opportunity to obviously let go before the new year. But this is a great time to start that process. So write a list down of everything that you forgive. Hint, yourself should be on this list as well, because we often forget to forgive ourselves as well. So what can you forgive and what are you ready to let go of? Write it all down on a list, and I want you to burn or destroy this list in a way that's safe and feels right for you. I personally love burning things just for the visualization and the kind of energy release. It feels very like final and done to me when I do burn things. But again, if that's not safe to do so, there's plenty of other ways, like ripping it, shredding it, destroying it, planting it, flushing it. So many different ways that you can do, which are obviously more safe. So just be mindful of how you're destroying your list. But again, burning for me feels like the most potent and safe for me to do. And finally, give yourself permission to slow down, pause and rest. Take some time between now, the winter solstice, and the new year to rest, to slow down, to relax. Give your nervous system and your body that full chance to slow down and utterly release and feel relaxed, basically. You will feel so much more replenished for doing this come January the 1st. And again, we want to nurture that soil so that the nutrients and the soil is the most fertile it can be to plant these beautiful seeds of intention you're going to do over New Year. And lastly, I want to leave you with some beautiful journaling prompts that you can take away and journal upon over the winter solstice to see where you can dive deeper with these themes. I've popped them in the description below as well, the description box, so you can go and find them there. But the first one is, what areas of my life do I need to shine some light on? The light is the big theme here. So have you avoided anything? Have you been like putting something off? Has another area of your life taken priority, but now you really know you need to shine that light on that area? Ask yourself this question and take action with this. How can you start to shine the light on that area and give it some awareness and love? Where do I need to let the light back in? This could be an area of your life, like I've said. It could just be actually something really simple, like the light for me means joy right now, and I really just want to invite some joy back into my day. So I'm gonna make sure that intentionally every day I'm doing something joyful to invite that light and joy energy in. So see where you feel called to go with this, honor what comes up, and of course, action it too. How can I slow down and rest? You may think you are the queen of relaxation and the queen of rest, but the truth is we live in a very busy, overwhelming world. So maybe that's taking some time away from social media, away from your phone. Maybe that's switching your phone off completely and watching some Christmas movies, or spending some intentional time with your loved ones, with your family, with your friends over Christmas and New Year. So how can you allow yourself to fully rest and fill that cup? Finally, how can I celebrate myself? So as I said, the winter solstice is all about celebration, about starting to wrap up the year, and I don't want to focus too much on the rejoicing and celebration just yet, because I've got a video that's going to come out next week on your end of year review, and obviously, you know, celebrating that. So of course, if you're not going to do that, you can celebrate this now. But the reason why I'm not putting too much focus on the celebration side of things is because the next video that's going to come out is going to have a huge focus on that. So the winter solstice is about celebration. So how can you celebrate yourself? What have you overcome this year? What has felt like a huge shift and up leveling for you? I'm sure, well, I can guarantee you're not the version of yourself that you walked into this year as. I don't think any of us are. So, you know, huge up leveling and shifts and, you know, dedication and commitment has happened here. So how can you celebrate yourself? How can you celebrate all the things you've manifested this year? Again, I'm going to go into a whole array of different celebration prompts in the next video. But again, I just want you to kind of plant that seed of starting to celebrate yourself, to really, again, use the energy of this winter solstice to celebrate, to rejoice, to reflect as well. But there you have it. There is your winter solstice practice. The prompts are in the description box below, so don't miss out on those as well. And I just hope that you're going to have so much fun with this winter solstice practice. I know winter can feel like a funny time to celebrate, but we are really wrapping up our year now. We're like celebrating all the magnificent things that have happened, and it's the time to celebrate because gratitude is the best attitude, and being grateful only attracts more reasons to be grateful. So it's a great practice and habit to get into, and just reflecting on your year and wrapping up in this powerful way creates so much awareness, it creates so much intention, so that you go into the new year with these foundational blocks laid, where you go in feeling clear on what you want to manifest. You feel clear, you've left this year in the past too, you're not dragging 2023 into 2024 energetically or even physically. So this winter solstice ritual is going to be that first step in releasing, reviewing, and starting to get clear on what 2024 looks like for us with our desires. But I really hope you're going to enjoy this ritual. Let me know how you get on, how it felt for you. Is there anything else that you do on winter solstice that you want to share with us? I'm sure everybody watching would love to hear how everybody celebrates winter solstice. And of course, on the 22nd, I hope you have the most magical, intentional, abundant winter solstice that you can have. And again, don't forget to keep an eye out for these videos that are launching in the next few weeks to help you wrap up your year, get super intentional. And I also have a winter solstice meditation that is coming out on Tuesday. So I will link that below as well once it's out. So you can of course do that beautiful meditation alongside this ritual. But I hope you have a fabulous winter solstice, whatever you're up to. Don't forget to get out in nature and let me know how you get on. But thank you so much, gorgeous souls, for watching. I appreciate all your views and likes. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, because I would love to see you again soon. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comments box down below because I replied to them all. And don't forget, you can also join my free Law of Attraction support group over on Facebook, where I can join myself and other like-minded souls, where we talk all things Law of Attraction and spirituality. I hope you have a fabulous winter solstice and a fabulous week, whatever you're up to, and I'll see you all in my next video, which will be next week. Lots of love.